So if you're running an IT services or software business and you're looking to get new clients and actually attract customers into your business, then listen up, because in this video, I'm going to share with you some absolutely amazing results that we've achieved through the use of video ads and the Facebook platform. And to talk about some numbers, so this was 48 B2B calls in the space of 25 days. And that was only with about $1,200 in ad spend. So some absolutely amazing results, getting calls for about $25 with the likes of CEOs, founders, business owners within small to medium sized businesses. Okay, so I'm going to just dive right in and not talk anymore and just show you some of the results that we've achieved. So right here, I'll show you our Facebook Ads Manager. So this was actually the account from which these ads were run into. So we're just going to jump back to the actual campaign level so you can see the actual campaign. So this is like the container for the ad sets and the ads. And this is actually a Facebook Ads Manager. So you might be familiar with the platform, but this is what it looks like. Okay, so you can see here at the ad set level, this video ad V1, so this is currently active, spending about $50 a day, serving up 35,000 impressions and generated 300 link clicks, dozens and dozens of leads, and 48 B2B sales calls. Okay, and you can actually see these leads coming through. So this is actually where all these leads are coming through, so you can see them right here. So I'm going to highlight all these so you can see right here. So this is the latest one that just came in today. Okay, so today is the 9th of March, and you can scroll right down here from when this ad campaign started, which was the 12th of February. Okay, so in that date there was in total 48 sales calls generated for that $1,200 worth of ad spend. And all of these are B2B leads as well. So you can dig right in here and take a look at some of the accounts, and you can actually see, okay, so this person, Crest Technology, that's another B2B account. And you can just look at the end of the email address at some of these leads to see their actual B2B leads. Okay, so that's just some of the results, and in this video, really what I wanted to actually share with you is a bit about video ads, the benefits of creating video ads versus standard ads, and also kind of our actual whole process for delivering these ads and actually generating these results so that you can go away and do the same as well. Okay, so first and foremost, who this video is for. So this is for B2B IT services businesses and software providers. So that's everything from MSPs, cybersecurity consultancies, SaaS providers, all and everyone providing technology services. Okay, and so now just digging into like how these video ads and running these ads will actually benefit you. So first and foremost, that allow you to generate appointments. Okay, so generating appointments with your ideal customer persona is your bread and butter. It's absolutely critical to realize growth in your business. You need to be doing sufficient enough discovery calls, sales conversations, and meetings to generate that kind of month over month consistent growth that a lot of B2B IT services and software businesses are after. Okay, second thing, it allows you to fill your sales pipeline. Okay, so you might have a goal of $1 million in ARR or whichever. Okay, so this is critical to fill your sales pipeline and actually hit and generate that quota. Okay, and then the last thing is to actually get new clients. So as a consequence of getting appointments and actually filling your sales pipeline, you will ultimately get new clients. Okay, provided you're not absolutely horrendous at sales and one-to-one meetings and all that. So these are kind of three main benefits of running effective video advertising, video ads for your business. Okay, so in this, we're just going to cover a few things. So firstly, what are video ads? So video ads are essentially like a really succinct sales presentation that goes into a bit about what your company does and the solution that your company solves for that particular niche customer. And also in there's a kind of a story framework that we use, and also a really strong call to action as well, getting people to book a demo. So that's a very kind of simplistic model. I'm going to dig into a bit more how to actually structure the script for success. So another question is like, what are the kind of benefits of running these video ads versus conventional text-based ads? So there's a few benefits. The number one benefit is lead quality. Okay, so there's something about video ads And when I talk about video ads, I'm talking about these like talking head videos, okay? So much like I'm a kind of a talking head right here and having a conversation, so the lead quality is far and away better through video ads, I found, okay? So when people see you in the flesh and they can kind of build, if you do it correctly, a connection with you and a bit of rapport if you do these video ads correctly. So the lead quality will be a lot better. And as well, through these video ads, you can answer a lot of the common objections that your customers will have. So before they ever get on a conversation with you, all of these questions will be answered in advance. So I find that lead quality is far and away better, and people are a lot further down the line. They trust you. There's a bit of credibility and social proof. So the lead quality is better. Number two, the lead volume. So through how we actually set up these ads, or they appear within the Facebook feed itself. So when people typically come to ads, they create a piece of text-based ad copy. It appears within the ad network, whether it's Google or Facebook or LinkedIn. They're text-based, okay? And usually they come through a series of hoops actually to book a call with you, okay? Through these multi kind of step funnels. But how we actually structure these video ads is they drive straight to a demo booking page, okay? So that's kind of really what makes them more powerful. You'll realize more throughput as a consequence of running these kind of text-based ads, which is really, really important when you're dealing with B2B and the volume just isn't there, okay? So it's you'll realize more kind of lead volume as well, I found anyway from experience. The next thing, so where do you advertise? So specifically, I use Facebook advertising. I love Facebook advertising. Why do I love Facebook advertising? For the B2B niche, quality is really, really good. Also, the targeting is absolutely excellent. So you can target specific audience pool where your customer actually resides, okay? And that's very important as well when you're talking about different niches of market that you're targeting. So for example, let's say, for example, if you're targeting, medical doctors, who will you target? You can target groups like, the CDC, you can target, physicians, you can target Johns Hopkins University, Stanford Medical. I'm just naming off a few things off the top of my head, which you can drill into to target your customer niche. And that applies both locally and to a national audience as well, okay? So what is our process? So our process for realizing these results and how you can actually realize these results for yourself is there's 5 main things. So the first thing is creating a sales focused story script. So that's my kind of terminology and my wording of how I kind of created this script. So the first thing about creating this sales focused story script is getting into the customer, okay? And when I talk about getting into the customer, I mean really understanding their pain, who that niche customer is. So you can't target everyone. That's got to be a niche customer. So you have to have certain demographical information first and foremost, but more important than that, they also have to dig into the current situation of the customer, their desired situation, and how your solution applies to that customer, why it's relevant, why it's important to them, okay? So that's really important, digging into that customer, understanding who they are in detail, okay? And understanding that pain point and that problem, that's the key thing. Next thing to start with is like pattern interrupts, okay? So this is actually in the video itself. So pattern interrupts can be like, you waving your hand at the camera or like turning around the camera, anything that just that first few seconds to get that real hook to actually just grab their attention, okay? So that's the first thing in marketing, okay? So it's the AIDA, okay? So the attention, interest, desire, and action, okay? But the attention's key. If you don't get attention, none of those interest, desire, action things are going to happen. So that's why the pattern interrupt is really important. That's why it was so powerful for us, why we saw so much throughput and saw so much watch time and saw so much leads coming through this, and how you can realize the same for your business doing this pattern interrupt. So that's the first thing, first component. Next component is the big hook, okay? This relates back to getting into your customer. The big hook will be understanding that specific pain point that your customer had. What is that real, pressing thing that's, just a pain in the backside for them, okay? So that might be, they might be some sort of, so let's say you're a software provider, okay? So they might see some sort of inefficiency in their business that's taking away from their core function. They might see an opportunity, okay? So all of these things, okay? You want to call out that big hook, okay? The next thing is the backstory. So why the hell are you doing what you're doing, okay? So that's a key thing. So what's your backstory? you want people to build a connection with you. They want to understand why you're actually doing what you're doing, okay? It's like your why, okay? So a few approaches to this can be like loss and redemption, okay? So let's say you were a new startup founder, you were non-technical, you couldn't figure out all this tech stuff, but you had an amazing idea and you wanted to make it a reality, but you couldn't make it a reality because you didn't know all the tech and you ultimately failed, okay? And then you went away and created a business to help, non-technical founders build technical products to raise further funding and see their business grow. Okay, so that could be the genesis for your actual business. That's a kind of a loss versus redemption. Okay, so that's one thing, or a before and after. Okay, so there's another angle that you can also take. And then the next thing is a really strong call to action. Okay, so call to action is the last thing. Okay, so by this stage, you've got their attention to the pattern engine job. You've generated interest through the big hook. You've built desire. Now the next thing is getting action. Look, the key part of advertising is getting people to act. That's the number one important thing, okay? So you haven't gotten people to act, you've wasted your money, so it has to be a really strong call to action. These can occur in stream in the middle of the video as well as they can occur at the end, okay? People are most familiar with call to actions occurring at the end, but they can also occur in the middle of the video. So this for you will be probably booking a demo. So this is your number one important thing, or your number one important metric, okay? Or that could be a downloadable as well. But for you, let's say you're running an IT services or software business, this will more than likely to book a demo with you to learn more. The next step is actually shooting the video itself. So for these video ads, just a simple talking head video is perfectly fine. You might want to get a teleprompter, okay? So you've written up the actual script, should be about a page. Then you will probably want to get a teleprompter or something. If you're really good on video, you can just write it out or read it out on camera, just click and shoot and all that. It doesn't have to be very fancy. Just like this talking head video now would work perfectly fine for a video and for you as well. The next thing is to do some post-processing, okay? So you might want to add in transitions. You might want to add in some other graphical elements. So that's for this video ad we use lots of in motion graphics. So we use some motion graphics and also some I'm not sure of all the terminology for some B-roll and all that sort of stuff. Then the next thing is just that's actually probably the most painful part. But it's well worth it. You can wrap the whole thing up pretty soon. The next thing is to actually deploy it into Facebook. I'm not going to dig into this in too much detail because there's quite a lot to it, but essentially you want to deploy the ad into Facebook, target certain audiences, actually really just get that in front of your customer. The final thing is just to monitor, track, and optimize the whole thing, okay? So you might be testing different audiences. You might be seeing which one gets more lead flow, less lead flow. You might be scaling up, disabling ad sets, all that sort of stuff, okay? So in terms of how long the script should be, about one page, that's pretty much it. And how much you need to spend on advertising, usually about $500 to $1,000 to really understand. You should be generating calls for about maybe like $25 to $50. That would be really cost effective. And finally, if you want to learn more, if you're kind of just too busy to do this whole thing, if you want to have us do it for you, by all means reach out and I can kind of show you the framework and the process and how we do, and we can probably even do it for you as well. So that's all for this video. I hope you got some value from it. Any questions, please feel free to reach out about this whole process, and good luck on your video ad journey.